Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, July 14th. My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. Oof, oof. I am here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week, right here, right now on 11:11 with Jenna. And I am so excited because it's Thursday and it's conversations with the creatives. And for many weeks it was Koronaroki and fun, and then it came to this cool interview thing and Dave's conversations with the creatives. And tonight we have a creative. Tonight we have there's another creative right there. Hey, Carl Hess, how are you? Hi. Hello. I'm gonna put on my pink glasses. That's right, they're pink. They're fabulous because and everything's a little bit pink tonight, and I'm not quite sure, but that's a little bit too bright. Ooh, I know what I'm missing. The candle. Julie Luce. How are you, Colorado lady? I'm lighting the candle. Ooh, look at what that does. Ooh. Creative Carl. Hello, Mama Grace with the beautiful face. This show is gonna be so cool, so wow. And I'm just going to do a little bit of business right here really quick, like I do. If you love it, share the show. All you gotta do is press the share button and then say what you're sharing, and then you share the show. Even if you have an old computer or old anything, it's all there and it makes a difference. Share the show. And if you want to, pretty pink. I know. I'm afraid this shirt might catch on fire though, so I have to be really careful as I go over it. But I'm thinking I'm just gonna play. I'm just excited. I'm excited. Oh yes, I am. I'm excited because it's Thursday. Tomorrow morning, Mondo Memories will be happening. And then tomorrow night, Display and Share. And then Saturday morning, Jeff Metzger. And then maybe Gary Lambert. And then Sunday morning, AJ. And Sunday night, Display and Poetry Glam. Poetry Glam, Sunday night. And then Monday morning we do movement, and Monday night we meditate, and Tuesday morning something happens, and next Tuesday night something else really cool is going to happen. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, rain! It's raining, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining.
Was my timing impeccable or what?
Impeccable or what? Woo! Yay for you. Round of applause. Just another one, just because. Hi there.
Well, hello, my beautiful, talented, famous friend. Before we get started, and I forget, can you go ahead and drop your autograph in the chat for me so I can start putting it on things saying I knew her?
It's here. You're here right now. Rhayne Thomas is in the house. You can share the show right now too,
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share it. Share and share alike. On Friday nights I have a show called Display and Share. CHER. Have you ever met Cher?
The singer?
Yeah.
No, because if I was, I promise you, one of two things would happen. One, she would have to take me with her on tour because I'd be groveling and crying and I wouldn't leave. And the second thing, I could probably end up getting arrested because I'd be groveling and crying because I wouldn't leave.
Exactly.
Come on, no. Have you met her?
No, she's my number one spirit animal though.
Really?
Elephants, Cher, elephants, cows, kind of thing.
I am so glad to be here and I'm sharing. That's why
Killing it. She's killing it.
That's why I'm looking down.
This is Rhayne. Hi, Tammy. Tammy, New York's own Tammy. We're coast to coast right now.
Are we really? I know it. You're in Michigan, right?
I'm somewhere in the world.
Yeah, you and me both, honey. You and me both.
Hi,
All right.
Tammy. So, what did you have for lunch today? Let's just start easy.
Do you really want to know what I had for lunch
I
today?
really want to know what you had for lunch today.
I had 4 scrambled duck eggs with cheese.
Do you have ducks?
No, no, girl, we're in the desert.
I don't know. Where'd you buy the duck eggs at?
I went to this farm that's about 30 minutes from here, and she has all of these animals and whatnots. And supermarket eggs aren't what they used to be to me. So trying to stay fairly clean. And I love eggs and I eat a lot of them. So the yolks were so beautiful. They were like bright, beautiful orange, the way I remember them as a kid. And I scrambled them in some ghee, and then I had a shake about an hour later with an avocado spinach shake.
Nice. And what protein do you put in that, or is the avocado your protein?
That was it right there. And I had something later today. I did a probiotic organic goat's milk, which I did get from the supermarket, and added some almonds, unsweetened coconut milk, and a handful of strawberries and blueberries. Whipped it up down the hatch.
So good. Where does Rhayne reside? Where do you reside?
Well, Las Vegas, Nevada.
He's in Vegas, baby.
That's short-lived. We're going to be moving in a couple of years. So
Back east, what? Where?
no, my husband would never go back east. He said he's never liked being on the East Coast.
Where are you gonna go?
We're still working on that.
Might you go?
If I had my way, we would just wander the whole planet. He is not a wanderer.
Not. He's a real grounded fella, isn't he?
Yeah, super grounded. So no wandering. That's not going to happen. But if it were me, I would just pack some rubber boots, some jeans, a jacket, and my little bindle bag with the stick, and I would just go gallop from country to country.
What about all your art?
Well, he'll be home. He can babysit the art. He'll be home. You have to have a job. His job would be babysitting the art.
He's going to be babysitting the art.
He'll be babysitting the girls back here.
I see them. Hello, ladies. Ladies on the stage. So, yeah, she's in Las Vegas. We met in Los Angeles a while ago.
Do you know how long ago that was?
I don't want to. Longer than I think.
It's like a decade.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah. Wow. And we are not like a day over 36.
No. Rhayne is a smart lady. Oh, yeah, she is. You don't even know. It's just like, I don't even know where to begin. That's why I asked what you had for lunch. So last night you were out with a client.
Yes. And I have been a voluntary spokesperson and fundraiser for many nonprofits with the focus on cancer and breast cancer since 1976. So, it's not a Pinterest thing for me. 1976.
Was your first fundraiser of sorts?
It was a combination. I had an uncle in the hospital because I'm born and raised in New York City. Nothing to do with cancer, doesn't run our family, any of that. But he had a blood clot. And, it was back in the day where people went and sat by the bedside of the person for like all day. And so you remember that, right? Like,
I still do. I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I mean, especially with somebody that doesn't really talk. I mean, my uncle wasn't a talker, so you're just sitting there. And I was a kid. And so one day the head nurse, after weeks of this, she came by, she was serving him his meal, and she asked my mom if I could do the rounds with her. because I looked bored. And my mother's like, okay. So I was delivering meals, and she was the head of oncology.
Wow.
And she explained to me what oncology was, the people there, some of them weren't going to go home, some of them were really sick. Then she said, so all they want is for somebody to stop and chat or play a game, read a newspaper, sing a song, deliver their food. So that's where it started. And I remember thinking as a kid, if that's all it takes to help somebody heal, why wasn't everybody doing it? And so my uncle was in a hospital for like a year, and we went pretty much every day, and that's where it started. And in school, when you had those candy fundraisers and you'd raise money, I would try to sell as much candy as I could, and then I'd take the money and donate it to a shoestring nonprofit. So I
And the
don't think
rest
it
is
was with
history.
purpose. Yeah.
And have a character that you like to. You have Rob Morocco's here. Oh wow, it's going off. Canada. Hello, Canada.
Who's there from Canada?
Rob Morocco.
Yay. Hi, Rob.
Carol Morocco. Yes.
Oh, I see are your followers.
This is the core group.
Oh, so Julie asked where I resided, and William said I'm a smart lady. Okay, you know what? I love having a fan club, and that puts him at the
Oh,
top
you
of the
don't even
list.
know. You were I think you were on the first was it the first night?
Yeah.
It was the first night when I was on in the morning, and then you came on that night, and you were the first person, I think.
I
You were the
love
first
that.
or second person. You might have been the second, but I think you were the first.
Well, either way, I've
11.
I'm here for the long haul. You're not going to go get famous without me.
Well, it's not for lack of trying, but I just sit here and do this every night. When I don't do it, my friend Patty Loman does. But Patty's at a Cubs game right now
She's at a Cubs game.
in Chicago. She's my guest host.
And she ditched me for a Cubs game.
No, 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 no. She's with her grandchildren, but when I can't do the show, she does it for me.
I don't know if I've seen her, maybe
Great.
once,
She's great.
maybe.
She's funny. We cook sometimes together, and yeah, it is a cool name. So, Rhayne, how did that name come about?
You know what? We don't have enough hours on this show for me to even
Oh,
tell you that story.
I got just give us a little hint, and then you can come back to us a little more.
No, trust me, you don't have enough time. Yeah, it's a very long story.
All right. Well, we'll do it on a some. You have
Yeah,
to
we have to
pick the.
do it when everybody has like 3 weeks to hear an ongoing story.
Or you can come back when we do the fundraiser, because that show's usually 15 hours long.
When are you doing that?
I haven't picked it out yet. I don't know.
I want to I want to see what you're doing.
Yeah, just you have to be the last fundraiser I had 51 guests in 15 hours.
It's like a telethon.
Yeah.
That's
It's
so
so I can
cool.
keep the show rolling. I have to keep it going.
I
I
love
love
it.
doing
I know I can tell by your like glowing skin
I
because your
love doing
skin
I
looks
think it's a pink
amazing.
shirt though. It's a pink shirt. I wore
No,
it
it's your skin.
and you have lovely skin too, my friend.
I'm working on it, girly. I have a question for you.
What?
Um, when are you going to leave Michigan and go out and go someplace exciting and
Oh,
take your mom with you?
I just got back.
I know. I said move.
Oh, I live in California. I'm just here for a little bit. No, I'm in California and I come here and hang out and then I go back to California.
Okay, so when you're in California, how come you don't say anything to me so I can just kind of hop out there and go see you, and
Come hang
then
out with us at the ranch.
because I can do that, right?
Come hang out at the ranch.
But I never know when you're there. I only see you here.
because I just kind of,
I know you're
I
so stealthy.
just take off. I was here and then I went back and then I went back to California. I'm going to be in San Francisco in August for a little bit, and then I'm going to Telluride. Have you been to Telluride?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna
Telluride
love it.
Jazz Festival. Then, and then I'm going to Kauai in September.
I
And
guess I won't see you until 2023 then.
well, we got to start talking about our show again.
Yeah, we do. When are we going to do that? Because it's funny because there are people who follow us, even though it's just a parked site on Instagram. And there are people like, when is this taking off? I'm like, you have to ask the famous Jenna because I don't know. She's at it's like Lincoln Center, like opening for all these people, and she's just everywhere. I don't even know what to say. I can't even catch up with her because she's in Kauai and Telluride and all these other places.
September. In September. So maybe in September. I do. Why do I want to go to Vegas other than to see you?
I don't know because I'm trying to get out of here to go see other people because I don't want to be here either, which is why we're
Are you
leaving.
over it?
I never liked it. I never liked it here. Not when I visited, not the second time I visited, and definitely once I moved here. Yeah,
And how long have you been there?
we've been here since 2003. But travel is the only thing that kept it from where, you know,
Well, and you do travel. So what has the last 2.5 years been like for you?
lots of online work, believe it or not. I had more work
How does
than
that
I
work?
had when there was no pandemic.
What kind of online work?
Lots of ads for different countries. And I mean, people were contacting me to do commercials for hair products, makeup, body lotion, body oils, collagen, arthritis supplements, Harry and David and 1-800-Flowers. I do them for them. And then I was on Ellen's new show. They contacted me to go out there for that. So I went out. That was in LA.
What's her
Uh,
new show?
it's a generational show. Yeah, she has a generational show. If you just plug it in, you'll see it come up. I am in
What does
the
that mean?
very first episode.
What does generational show mean? I have no idea what that means.
Well, she brings on 3 women, and each one's from a different generation. And they ask a question. You're like in a school, in a classroom, and ask a question and see how different things are between the generations. Because obviously, I was there with a young lady who was in her 30s and another young lady who was in her early 20s. And it was, I mean, so many things have changed. Things are so different for women. It was super fun. They treated us so well, and I had a really good time. It
How
was
fun.
really fun.
Is it already on?
Yes,
Do I have to do it?
I can actually dig up the link and send it to you. But they have these 2 fun hosts, Sid and
Let's
Olivia.
dance.
Uh, If Shara's on here, I know she's dancing.
Hey, who you gonna call right now? When there are 11 people, we dance.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So if it happens again, I won't. I don't mean to be rude, but it just
Oh
happened.
no. It's
Okay, so yeah, post a link for that for the Ellen show.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, look at that. I've got some cheers. We've got cheers from all the dancing. William is like awesome.
William's awesome.
Hey, Linda. I know I'm saying it like I know everybody, right? But I feel like I know everybody because I know you.
Yeah, well, community and connection. William takes
Absolutely.
every show and posts it on YouTube. So this will go onto YouTube.
I love it. Love it.
Thank you, William.
Thank you,
Okay,
William.
so can you do one of your commercials for us
What do you
without
mean?
saying
What?
product? Well, you did all these different products. Can you say?
Mhm.
Can you go? I was. Were you sitting in your house?
There
That's funny.
were literally, I think I literally in 2.5, in 1 year, because I even did a yoga commercial. And I was like, wow, they chose me for a yoga commercial. Okay, now I know we have a pandemic because I didn't think I'd get that. I mean,
Did you apply for all these, or did they mostly come to you? Do you audition for them?
I just throw my name in the hat. If I see something that looks interesting, because I go through backstage, and if I see something
I
that's
need to do
interesting,
that.
I throw. You do, because you know what? I got one for this
I need
new
to do.
toilet seat cover. I mean, literally, that ad was 10 seconds and you get paid. They were wonderful to work with. You just kind of shoot it out. And it's not like waiting for your check for weeks. Your money's in the bank once you do this. They give you a timeline. Sometimes they'll send you the laptop and equipment, and they do all the directing, tell you what to do. And it's been a learning experience because I don't like technology, but I've learned so much, and I've had a really good time with everybody I worked with. And the ads are all different. They want them to look real. They don't want them to be scripted. They give you the scripted information, and then you make it your own. And a lot of those companies called me over and over because they're like, you did it in just one shot, boom, done, and timely. But you and I are professionals. If there's a performance and it starts at 8, I have never rolled in the door at like 7:45. I am there at like 6:30. So it's been interesting. The one I'm doing now is out of Tel Aviv.
And so you'll be with them on Zoom, and then they'll tell you what they want you to do.
Yeah, this one's a 3-month contract. And so this is month 2. This is like the beginning of month 2. And that's been really fun because they're a nutrition company, and the perks that come with that are also a private nutritionist, dietitian.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah. It's been interesting.
I have two friends that are on backstage, and one of them said, you just do it, just do it, just do it." And I said, "All right, I'll," because you sign up for it, right?
Yeah, I've been on backstage since I was like 15. I mean, it was a physical paper in New York. So when I went to audition, I mean, that's how I ended up in like movies and doing people's background music and being on tour with Creedence Clearwater and Pete Seeger and that kind of stuff. That was like backstage, and everybody kind of knew everybody. It was, a tighter circle, and not everybody thought they were like some great talent back then. It was really, they were seeking out people who were serious about their craft. It wasn't
So
about the
now,
money.
how has it changed?
Because now social media has made everybody a superstar.
And you're a
Everybody's a chef, everybody's a professional photographer, you
right.
know?
That everybody can make a see. Oh, I just made a song, and I put it on Spotify, and 3 million people listen to it now. I'm like,
Right,
oh, okay. I did it
right,
on my phone, and I made the video on my phone too. I'm like,
right,
okay.
right. I mean, think about it. Let's look at some other stuff other than talent. I am shocked by the number of people that tell me that they saw some ad that they don't have to go to the dentist or the orthodontist so they can get their braces, and the company sends them the mold and
Oh,
they
right.
do the mold, and then the company sends them the braces and tells them how to put it on. No, you don't even know who that is.
So I've seen that. Hi, Ginger. Ginger, Sonoma County, California, NorCal. Yeah, the thing, the Invisalign, but it's not a Invisalign. It's something that you get on Instagram.
Right, right. So now instead of going to someone who's gone to dental school for 12 years, you you're going to get somebody this person could be sending this to you from anywhere. You don't know what's in it. You don't know how they're making it. I mean, they could be making it between their
It's
toes.
cheap, but it's only $400.
Right, instead of 1,200, and someone is watching your teeth. And I've seen some of these people say, well, I think I may have to sue the company because my teeth got worse. I'm like, really?
Real? Yeah, no. So yeah, everyone's a star. There's this little. There's. I'll have to. I'll just start posting. I post this little older woman and her caretaker or granddaughter or someone takes videos of her. She's she's my new jam.
Is
So
that a good thing or is that a
oh
gimmick?
yeah,
Oh, I thought you
no,
were gonna say she wasn't really like an old woman and
oh no, she's an elder woman. And her family videos her saying really funny things. And
I think I've probably seen it.
speak of see and hear that young man that you posted on your page.
Jonathan?
Wow,
Yeah, that. Yeah,
wow.
that. I don't know much about him. He just popped up one day and was singing that song. I'm just like, wow, there's a guy who has a lot of talent.
Jonathan Mc. What is it, Jonathan?
I don't know, you told me. I see him like a lot now. I just sent you the link to the Ellen show too.
Can you post on? Oh, here I'll post it. The Generational Talk Show. Stop the shame.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Oh, it was super fun. And Sid and Olivia, the hosts, are absolutely, they're funny, but they're so sweet and they're young. So a lot of the stuff, they asked or I said, and they were like, what? You can't, how did that happen? I'm like, trust me, it was a different time.
And Ellen, is she producing it? Not she's not
Mhm.
on the show.
Mhm. It's her new show because from what I understand, she's retiring. And I think this is kind of her new baby.
Did you hang? Was she there?
No, no. But the set was funny because it was like being in school because we were being schooled. It was perfect. If I had to design a set for me to be on a show, that would have been it.
You were in a classroom.
Yeah. And a little kids classroom, but with adult materials.
How fun!
It was super fun. I had an awesome time. So, there's that. And I have a role coming up in a movie next year because it was supposed to happen last year. And then, the pandemic thing didn't quite, go over again. And same thing with this year. And they want to do it right. They don't want to have to do it because, if they have to stop production again for COVID, they don't want to have
Which
to do
they
that.
probably will, but
Yeah. So next year,
what's
but
can you
it's
talk
okay.
about it?
Yes, I will be playing a spiritual warrior. It's about women who own a country. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And these women run everything, right down to buying the husbands that they like. They've always lived off the
Buying
land. Yeah, they're like royalty. And I play a spiritual warrior that they don't really see because I'm kind of a ninja. I live in a funky tree house and it ought to be interesting. I've seen my costume and the setting and my treehouse. So it should be that when it's time for that, that should be super fun.
Is this in Vegas?
No, no, not shooting in Vegas at all, not even near here.
So what's next? What are you working on next? Like tomorrow you wake up and
And tomorrow I wake up and I'm working on some fundraisers. Um, I had someone really beautiful send me something really beautiful that I am trying to see if I can donate to some place else that's really beautiful. I'll show it to you when I find it. They were so big I couldn't get them in my car. So called a friend who has an enormous truck and she's gonna pick them up with me
what are they?
tomorrow.
What are they?
They're these paintings done by, have you seen Valentina on my page? She does all these beautiful paintings. She's in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
Amazing. And Mary, who's the sister of my friend Lizzie, who does all those crazy clothes. That is such, you talking about huge blessings. Friends don't get any better than that, except of course, like you taking me in your suitcase with your show on the road.
Come on.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
We need to do I love the idea that you have for us, and I really want to do it.
Well, you got to stay somewhere so we could talk about it at some point. You can't just go and live on the beach in Hawaii and expect me to know that you're there.
Here's the cool thing about that. Oh, you ready to dance a little bit?
Is it 11:11 again?
No, there are 11 people here. Who we are gonna call right now? And Rhayne right now. And Rhayne. What are you drinking there, girl?
Unsweetened green tea with strawberries.
And so you're a prune person.
Yes, I am. Ever since I was a kid, because I didn't eat candy.
Can we talk about the prune action?
We can. That has grown so much in the last 10 years. I don't know if you knew. I fight and I fought for the prune because I didn't like the way people mistreated it. When you talk about the prune, people look at you like,
all about the prune, you guys. She's all about the prune.
All about it.
Tell them about the prune.
Years ago, I created Prunes Are Sexy, prunes making you run for breast cancer and wellness. And, I just started advocating for the prune. People are like, oh, it's so ugly and wrinkly. And I'm like, that's how you miss so many good things in life, judging from the outside when all the goodness is on the inside. So with that, a lot of different medical facilities, hospitals, just kind of getting the word out because they think it's funny. I own Prunes Are Sexy. I rallied to have a holiday for the prune, which I wanted it on my birthday. So every year you'll see it on the calendar. I saw it on the calendar this year. I just flipped out. June 15th is National Prunes Are Sexy Day. Anybody who does any kind of prune meal or prune anything, portion will go towards breast cancer.
So it's on your birthday now.
Yeah, I made it that way.
You're so cool.
And I fought the California Prune Board for years until I think they got sick of me. They probably thought I was nuts. You can't call the prune a pitted plum or a dried plum. That's not what it is. Someone said that the word prune was offensive many years ago, and that's why they changed it. And I guess about 3 years ago, I got a letter from the California Prune Board, who makes all the decisions about everything prune packaging, right? And they said that they were changing it back to prunes. So I know, if only I could fight that well for myself.
You're such a warrior, girl.
You know how it is. It's easier to fight for someone else than it is for yourself.
Yeah, but you have a prune outfit, costume.
I do, because Mayberry Days is coming up in Mount Airy, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that part this year, but my friend And she always gets her little red VW bug ready, and she keeps the costume out there, and we get it together, and we throw out prunes, individual, thanks to Sunsweet, we throw out individual packets of prunes. And it was so popular the first year that the second year, when I got there, people were like, are you going to throw out prunes again? Because it's chopped prunes and prunes with what are those things, craisins, and oh yeah, it was an absolute riot. And then pandemic, right? So I'm not sure what they're doing this year, but Mayberry Days is so fun.
Where's Mayberry Days?
It's in Mount Airy, North Carolina, where Andy Griffith's from, it's the Andy Griffith Show. So I never saw that coming. But
how did you get invited to that? I mean, do they grow plums there to create prunes, or how did?
No, it had nothing to do with that at all, believe it or not. Well, sort of, but no. I had a friend and her husband, they live there, and they're from West Virginia. And she's like, you should come to Mayberry Days, you'll have fun. And I said, okay, I will go. this was a few years back. And so I went and I met her friend Anne, and she says, Anne knows everybody in Mayberry or Mount Airy. And so Anne and I became friends, and I wanted to be in the tractor parade, which, that's not really something that someone like me gets into. But Anne made it happen. And then she went to the board somehow of the Surrey Arts Council and said, I have a friend who like the prune thing. I mean, she had me at a Rotary Club. And then they were like, oh, there was an episode of Andy Griffith where Andy, big Barney Fife was dating somebody wanted him to go on a date with the prune pitter. It was a daughter, he was a prune pitter, and they never showed her, but they said she's so ugly that nobody ever talks about her. Well, they squeezed me right into that prune slot, and they got me to sing, for the proclamation to kick off Mayberry Days weekend, which is jam-packed all the time. And that's how I ended up being like the prune queen in the parade.
And the prune, the costume itself, what are those?
Grapes, because they couldn't really
Well, I
find
know
plums.
they're grapes, but what's the fat? What's the makeup of that?
It's like nylon, because we blow up all the balloons and we put them in
Oh,
there.
so that's a balloon inside the nylon.
Right. We have to
Oh,
blow them up individually inside, because once you blow it up, you can't get it in, the
you have to blow it up with the nylon on it,
right.
and then then they attach it to you.
Yeah, I slide inside of it. It's a costume. It's like putting on a big dress. And obviously I have to watch where I sit because I don't want to pop the balloons. And I wear long gloves. I have a purple shirt and I have the leggings and, my head covering. And there I am in the parade.
Throwing out prunes.
Throwing out packets of prunes
Doing
and
it.
people running to get them. Is that not funny?
It's brilliant. You're brilliant.
Well, I'm trying to keep up with you. I'm glad William loves prunes. Now William's at the top of my list twice.
William is your new BFF.
Oh, for sure, especially if he loves prunes.
I love prunes. I put them in my smoothies.
Do you really? You know why I stopped doing that? Because they were making the blades dull for me.
Oh.
Because they're so sticky. They were
Well, I
making.
soak them sometimes for a little bit, so then they're
What do you
not so
soak them
sticky.
in? Like rum or?
No water.
Oh, okay. That's okay. As
Rum.
long as you're getting them
I
in.
know. I know. Rum with raisins is a good pain reliever.
I don't know, because I absolutely cannot stand rum. I don't drink, so
It's
rum.
you could
Ugh.
put raisins in rum or raisins in vodka and then eat the raisins, and it's supposed to
Yeah,
help.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that, but I know that if you dip the prunes, a Sunsweet, and you can only order them. They have a gourmet prune, and it's dipped in like Belgian dark chocolate.
Night, Mama Grace. I love you. Mama Grace is going to
Hi,
bed.
Mama Grace.
They put prune and Belgium chocolate.
Dark Belgian chocolate. You can only order it from Sunsweet online. It is absolutely the most decadent thing I've ever tasted, because I'm not a big remember, I'm not a candy person, but the dark chocolate is so rich and buttery and creamy with that prune, like one bite and good
And
night.
you're like,
Yeah, it's like a high. It's definitely like a high. I need to
I've
order some of those.
I've been to Belgium and I've eaten chocolate in Belgium and French fries in Belgium.
Of course, you've been to Belgium. That's where all the Hollywood stars go.
Do they really?
I don't know, but since I know you, I figure.
Well, I have a friend named Frank who I met in Vegas at CES, and he's a audiophile guy. He's been on the show before, and he
Okay.
and his wife were having a big party, and they hired Rolf and I to come over there to perform at their home in
In Belgium?
yeah, but I can't think of exactly where we
I'm
were.
hanging out with the wrong folks.
But that was a while ago. But we did do some shows. We played Jazz Fest this year in New
I
Orleans.
know. How'd that go?
We played jazz at Lincoln Center. Sold out at Lincoln Center.
I saw you and I heard you, and I know somebody who went.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know someone who went. I was like, oh, yeah, that's my friend. Yeah, that's right. I'm claiming you. I'm claiming anybody who is going up the ladder. We have to support each other.
That's why the show. If you have any friends that you think would want to be on the show, I would love for you to invite them to be a guest.
I have a lot of friends. I just don't know if I want any on the show. I want to keep you all to myself.
I hear you. That's how it is for me too.
So, what are you doing tomorrow when you wake up?
I'm taking my mother to a doctor's appointment.
Okay, and what are you doing after that?
Taking her to another doctor's appointment.
You're taking the fun out of this.
And then it's 11:11, and 11:11 on Fridays is I have a cousin, a dear cousin. He's my twin cousin, Armando Ortega, who was on every Friday for quite a while, for over most 2 years. Is working very hard to be here on the planet now, and so William goes back in the shows and finds a rerun with Armando on it. And on Fridays we do Mondo Memory. And then after that, I'm going to go walk on the beach and just make food and hang out. And then wait till tomorrow night. This is my fun, the most fun in my life is doing my show every day, every night. I
I
look
can
forward
tell.
to it. I can't wait.
I can tell when I see you, you're just so lit up, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, hey, we go to do, and we're gonna go. And I don't mean I don't go to movies. I live a pretty small, you know, life. Oh, good. You'll get the Armando show. Thank you, William D. But I get to do this every day, and every single show is different, and
Mhm.
everyone that's on it is, it's just a, and then sometimes I talk to that person or whatever. It's really fun. Tomorrow night's display and share, show and tell.
Oh, I'll see if I can drop by there. Tomorrow is Friday, right? Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
see if I can drop by and see what you're doing. I drop in and out. I mean, I'm not on social media a lot because there's so much going on, and I try to detach a little bit, but I still want to support the things that are great and fun like you.
My friend Suzanne's right here now from Washington. So right now on the show, Washington, Michigan, Illinois, California, and then some other people that I'm not sure where they are.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Rain. How close are you to the strip?
I don't know, 25 minutes maybe, depending on where I am and depending on where I have to go on the strip, which I try to never go to the strip.
Did you ever do any gigs that
They
way?
don't like to pay here, so I don't do anything unless it's private. They have that whole, and I can't blame them because you have people that come here and then don't show up, so they hire outside of here. If you're going to audition, you have to go to LA to audition, and I'm not going to LA to audition to come back here. Not going to happen.
Makes
Not
sense.
at this point in my life. I've got lots of other wonderful things going on, like Theater West Virginia.
What's happening with that?
I don't know yet, because usually every year for the last few years, my buddy who's the GM there, I call him Whoosh, he has me audition for stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm plugged into like all these shows, and I'm doing Homer Hickham's mom, and that's like Rocky Boys the musical, and
Tell them about the Homer.
I just love him. He's so cute and sweet. And when Homer first asked me, because somehow him and Whoosh came up with it and said to Homer, who thought it was perfect, and brought it to the board. And I said, okay, wait a minute. I need to take, because, I'm playing someone's real mama. She's, Miss Elsie's been gone for a while. And I said, well, God, if you want me to play Homer Hickham's mom, because everybody knows Homer and I got to get this right, I said, I need a sign. And the next day I was just kind of tootling around on Google, and his mom popped up in an LC lavender and come, and I was like, oh, okay, there's mom. And then I looked, we have the same birthday.
No.
Yes, I almost fell on
Really?
it. So I was like, that's got to be wrong. So I sent Homer and his wife, who's also my great friend, I sent them a note. I said, when was your mom's birthday? Like when? And he goes, oh, June 15th. I said, I need another sign, God. This one just isn't big enough for me. This isn't confirmation at all. This is a joke.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and Homer Hickam is a big deal, especially in West Virginia. You know, that movie October Sky, where you had those young men that wanted to be, rocket scientists. And what were the chances in poor Colwood, West Virginia? But they did it. And I am honored that I am also their friend, and just seeing it happen. And that is, it's amazing to just watch them in action, because they're so humble and they did it. Like, so I don't want to hear any excuses from anybody else.
So that happens when that happens.
Yeah, I know they're trying to drag me on. I know they're talking about next year and playing Madame Duverac again for Paradise Park, which was a cult classic West Virginia movie written by a friend, Danny Boyd. And Whoosh again went to Danny Boyd and says, you know what, you should get Rhayne in this. And they had a role. It's a God comes to a trailer park. And he says to Danny, there's this huckster that comes through that, kind of comes in, and, oh, you can make this money, no money down, you buy houses. There's some guy, right? And all of a sudden, Danny writes me into the role as the huckster. And they write this song, and it's the whole, and another extremely fun role. I mean, I get to be glamorous and crazy and singing, and just absolute fun. West Virginia has been very good.
What do you sing in the show?
The song is called No Money Down. And I come out to the trailer park, because it's a trailer park. And then all of a sudden, when they talk about me, here comes this fancy schmancy carriage. And when they opened it, I think the first year there was a disco ball inside, and it was velvet, and I had all these like snooty people waiting on me, these dancers who were phenomenal. And and we come in this trailer park, and we're just like, oh my God, what is happening here? It's such a great role. Danny did such a great job with that. It's so fun. So West Virginia has a lot going for it.
Can you sing a little bit of the song?
Yes, let's see. Wow, it's just like, that's the one song I don't even know if I thought you would have asked about. You wave at your poor friends. When you wave at your poor friends from your Mercedes Benz, you'll do it all with no money down. And we talk about all these snooty things, and there's these dancers, and everybody's nosing down. It's great, and it's out there too. It's out there. It's different.
You can put any links to anything on here. This is your show. This is for you to put what you want to put on it, and that's what I ask people to share the show in a generous gift. Venmo at Jenna Mammina, paypal.me/Jenna Sings, patreon.com/Jenna Mammina, all that stuff. But yes, you, Rhayne, can put any links on this that you want people to know about you and shows or upcoming stuff. But I want you to come back.
Why would you say that? You don't ever have to ask me to come back. I mean, do you want me to come back after you make your world cruise debut around the next 6 months? Or, I mean, what is it?
What's going to happen for me the next 6 months?
Yeah,
Maybe Ellen will see this show and she'll want to be on it.
Well, here's the thing, because I was getting ready to say, when you have this wrapped up and you have the YouTube link, can you send it to me? Because I can send it to Sid and Olivia so they can see that we talked about it. Because they're great promoters of that.
Well, you can just take a link of the show.
Either way, I'll send it to them. Send it to West Virginia so they can see they're on the map tonight. Send it to Homer, to Homie, my son. Just Send to everybody so they can see what you're doing and they can tune in and watch and all that, because everybody's probably in the bed at this hour.
Yeah, they start to get late. It starts to get late, but it's okay. Some this shows it's been 15 hours long, so I'm prepared.
Well, let me know when you're doing like your telethon thing.
All
I
right,
do it for
we have,
PBS.
we have to pick a date. Sometime probably September, Octoberish, maybe something like that.
Do you have a fundraiser that I mean, are you raising for something in particular or it's
I
just,
raise funds for the show,
okay,
and then to keep it rolling, and then I always put some of the money into Parkinson's and a couple other things that I help out some musicians around town.
that's
Buy
excellent.
stuff. I buy stuff for kids. If I see a kid that's needs something, I help them buy clothes, food, music stuff.
I love it. I love it. You must let me know way before it happens so I can make sure I can promote and we can talk about it on our Laughing, Loving, and Alive podcast.
When is
So
that? Tell us
we'll
about the
do
Laughing,
the
Loving, and Alive.
second and fourth Sunday of every month live.
So if I go to podcast right now,
Or if you go to Laughing, Loving, and Alive, we will come
I
up.
search it on podcast. Laughing,
Mm-hmm.
loving,
Mm-hmm.
and alive.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
laughing,
see
loving,
it?
and alive. If you love hip hop and NYC and graffiti as a culture and men who support breast cancer awareness, listen as we bring your guest LS of This Is Hop Hip Hop
He
episode
is,
180.
that's another show, and they are awesome too, but they tune into Laughing, Loving, and Alive because they support. I just
Laughing,
put the link
loving,
there. You can get it.
laughing, loving, and alive. Roger Q. Mason, Mary Miller, Ashby. Is
Yeah, and
that
that's
it?
one of our guests. Yeah, we have all sorts of interesting guests.
Cool.
We'll have to bring you on there
I would love to.
and talk with
I'm
you. You
down.
love Dr. Kevin and Elmer. Elmer doesn't say much. He's kind of the tech behind the scenes guy, but when he says something, everybody listens. Dr. Kevin, there's no script to the show. It's just people who make the world better through either laughter, love, and or being alive. I vet everyone because I don't want you coming on there with your politics. I don't want to hear with Roe versus Wade. I don't care what you think about Black Lives Matter. None of that stuff. That is not
That's
that show.
that's the show.
Yeah,
That's the show.
that's not going to do it. I want you to be able to inspire other people to feel good about being alive and looking forward to the next blessing. And I will not, I will, you know what? We have decided on our show, if somebody did that, we would just cut you off. Oh yeah, we'll stop you mid-show. Boom, gone. Bye-bye. But we've never had that. We've had some amazing guests. Amazing.
That's what happens here.
I know I've
Yeah.
watched you.
But yeah, I started the show in March of 2020, and I was watching, politics, everything, and I went, no, not going to be on the show. I can't. I
I'm
wanted
not
time
interested.
to be just about being positive and life and love, and I have another show that I talk about my death work, and that's works there. But this is just a community. It's a beautiful
Right.
community.
Right. And we have people, we're not, tell people like, well, I don't want people who are, they practice this in life. You know what? It's none of your business what people are doing. It's not hurting you. You don't want to hear what, their opinions and whatnot. Then don't watch this show. I'm not going to bring on who you want me to bring on. This is not your show. You know, like I'm like,
This is everyone's show.
right.
This is everyone that's here right now. Suzanne's here right now. William's here. This is our show. This is our time to hang out together and be a community. And then they can go listen and talk and do whatever it is that they do when they're not here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. I love it.
I do too. Well, I love that you were here, and I'm going to ask you a favor if you'll sing a song with me.
What song are you singing? I'm not the
I
one that
don't know. I just thought we would make one up and say goodnight to people.
Okay. Well, let's do that.
So you can start it out.
I don't even know what we're singing. Does it have to be something we know or
Oh, we're making it up.
okay. And I
We're
can start and stop
improvising.
when I want to, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for coming. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here and staying till the end.
The end is the beginning to start, 'cause we're all art. And here we are with Rhayne. I sing a long, long time. 'Cause when you hear her voice, see her smile, you know you're gonna be friends for a while.
Champagne and moonshine. Champagne and moonshine.
Champagne and moonshine. That's right, you'll see it alright. And I'm wishing you all a very
Blessed night.
Rhayne Thomas, everybody. Love hard.
Love you.
Love you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Round of applause here. I love you. My egg. That's right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you. Love hard.
You too,
Leo
honey.
hard.
Bye-bye.